Well, the whole journey actually started from my school time when I was in grade 9, and Mr. Barry John had come over to my school, and he'd come to take a workshop in theatre with me and other children, of course. And then that was my first experience with theatre ever. And I was very glad that it happened in grade 9 because I had no clue before that what am I going to do in life. And that kind of gave me the calling. It was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. But I didn't know what exactly, because theatre or acting in itself is such a huge field that you don't realize that, okay, do you want to be a drama coach? Do you want to be a director? Do you want to act? Do you want to write scripts? Do you want to go into costume sets? It's huge. So I didn't know what exactly, but I knew that I have to be around this in some way, and I'll figure it out. Yeah, in this space, and I'll figure it out as time comes. So then when I finished my school, then I came back home and I told my dad, and he said that, what do you want to do graduation in? I said, I want to do BA in theatre. And and I'm sure lots of artists are going to relate with me here, especially coming from a business family where the father would say, नहीं वो सब तो ठीक है, पर तुम्हें करना क्या है?
ये तो हॉबी है,
पैसे कैसे कमाओगे? I said, Dad, कमा लेंगे, अगर पैशन होगा तो वो भी आ जाएगा. But he didn't believe me. Then I thought, okay, so then the next thing which is closest to this would be psychology. So I did my honors in psychology. So I went to Delhi University and I did my psychology honors from there. And I realized that the college that I was in, they didn't have a theatre team, a Dramsoft team. And I was broken into a million pieces. And I was like, what am I going to do 3 years here? And then I remember I was very depressed. And in the first year itself, I was sitting on this canteen ke table mein baithe the. And I was very depressed and having a chai and a samosa. And I couldn't even eat the samosa because I felt like crying. कि मैं 3 साल यहाँ क्या करने वाली हूँ? And I felt that there was this another girl there. She was also sitting with a chai and samosa. Now see how things are destined. She was also sitting there with that, extremely depressed herself. So I asked her that, what's wrong with you? And she said, there's no Dramsoft team here. तो फिर हम लोग काफ़ी देर इस बारे में क्रिप करते रहे. Then finally we were like, यार क्रिप करने से क्या होगा? It's not productive. मैंने बोला that एक काम करते हैं, you become the president of Dramsoft team and I'll become your secretary. And let's start taking auditions. We created posters and all. We put them on the board without any permissions, nothing. हमें पता ही नहीं था करना क्या. हमने auditions announce कर दी. There were about 165 girls who came for audition. It was a girls' college. And then suddenly we had like these very professional 5 rounds of auditions and things like that. And we were left with some 25. And then meanwhile the principal had noticed this poster. And then she said, ये कौन है 2 लड़कियाँ, ज़रा बुलाओ इनको. पहले तो हमारी अच्छी वाली बात लगी. फिर उसके बाद we were like, ma'am, you have to give us a chance. We're really passionate about this. And if we don't get trophies for the college in this year, then, we'll stop doing this. So it was kind of a challenge. So she said, okay. So we went out to different colleges, and everywhere we got either first or second, not even third. So throughout the college, that one year we had like so many trophies, and then at the end we went with all the trophies and certificates in her office and we said, now what do you think? So then she was really happy and she made an entire chopal for us, a proper stage for us and everything sab banaya, and it became all official. And 3 years, well, that's all we did. So then college finished, then I went back to Barry John. And I said, sir, you had come to school and you had taken a workshop. I want to do what you do. He's an amazing person and so talented, and he's a man of lesser words. Yeah. So he speaks really less, and he just said, after a long pause, he said, join the theatre and education course. So, yes sir, whatever that is, signed up. So then after that, did that course and then did an acting diploma from Shriram Center, Mandi House. Then did a lot of work with Asmita Theatre Group with Arvind Gaurji. And then slowly, then Gali Gali Sim Sim happened to me. That's where, a lot of us met. So Gali Gali Sim Sim was basically the Indian version of Sesame Street from US. And so SRC में ही थी तब मैं श्रीराम सेंटर में जब वो कोर्स चल रहा था, and we saw this poster saying they need some voice over artists. This Sesame उसका audition है. So जब हम लोग वहाँ पे audition के लिए गए and we suddenly saw this foreigner person, long, tall and handsome. His name was Martin P. Robinson. He's a senior Muppeteer from Sesame Street, US. और वो ऐसे सबने हाथ ऊपर किए हैं और सब बोल रहे मछली जल की रानी है. And we were like, ये कैसा voice over है? But anyway, हम लोग we just went with the flow. It was a 15-day audition. And it was beautiful the way they auditioned. So I think there were about 1200 people who had come for that audition. And every day, जितने लोग एक particular skill कर पाते थे, they would stay. The rest would leave. And then I started working with children a lot because again in this field, so did acting on stage, directed plays, I did all of that and Muppetry किया गली गली सिमसिम में. अभी भी ऐसा लग रहा था कि बहुत अच्छा है, everything is really nice, but something is missing. I couldn't connect to what's missing. फिर बीच में ऐसा हुआ that my mom once told me, she said that there's this particular school, उनकी friend का school है and they are looking for a storyteller. So do you want to try your hand at storytelling? This is for little children, 3 to 5 years. I was like 3 to 5 is challenging. सीधा ही 3 to 5 years. I was like ठीक है try कर सकते हैं. And I remember I went and I told them a story and on my face this little 3-year-old comes and she says, you know what? You're boring. And my heart, broke into 100 pieces and I came back crying. छोटे बच्चे की तरह मैं रोती हुई घर आई and I said, Mom, this is what happened with me. So she said, Beta, now you have only 2 choices. Either you just give up right now and you say this is not my cup of tea and I give up. Or you take up that challenge, go back to that child, prepare yourself, get trained into it, go back to that child, tell the story again and see where you are right now. There are only 2 ways of any problems that you get in your life. Give up to nahi karna chahiye. I mean, you're not the giving up kind, so let's try. And then I started taking storytelling very seriously. Started taking help from my friends. There's a friend, Pawan Devan Singh. He's a very good friend. Plus, he is a theatre person himself. And then I told him that, direct, please direct some pieces for me, for stories. So I would get the stories and he would direct the stories. And then I would start to understand how this works and everything. And then now, even a 2-year-old is able to sit through my story for 35 minutes, which is like crazy. Yeah. So I think the ones who've taught me the most are the children themselves. And so I get to know what's working, what's not working, and how to catch their attention till so long and everything. So now it's great. So I can now comfortably call myself a storyteller.